Welcome to the milk bar. 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 Welcome to the milk bar.
Welcome along to episode 645 of The Milk Bar. Jason Forrest here with you as ever. And coming up on the show this week, we'll be hearing from West Brom Operatic's Youth Society as they are taking on We Will Rock You at the Dunstan Mill from the 10th through to the 13th of November. We'll be catching up with George Windsor about his latest music release, Name on It, and a forthcoming gig, which I know you'll be looking forward to. Plus, on top of that, we'll be having a chat with Phil Kempson about his latest film project, Delores, which is currently in the Kickstarter stage. And we'll be hearing from Brendan Hawthorne about his latest work. He's a singer, songwriter, poet and author. I think there's pretty much something in all of those areas that you can go out and get from just at the moment that it is pretty much brand new. That's all on the way on the show this week. West Bromwich Operatic Society Youth are at the Dunstan Mill Theatre from the 10th through to the 13th of November with We Will Rock You. Two of the cast join me now, Madison and Paige. Hello to you both.
Hi.
So for who's going to go first and tell me a bit about the show and what it's like for West Brom?
Well, the show is We Will Rock You, and it's about trying to regain music that's been lost and taken away from the evil villain Killer Queen, which is Holly. And there's this rebel gang who's come together and tried to regain music and take back control of rock music, which has been lost.
And it basically uses the fantastic music of Queen, who are well before your time. But yes. I suppose your grandparents have told you how good Queen are.
Yeah.
And Holly, what's it like being evil in this?
Oh, it's really good because it's completely different from anything else I've ever played. And you just get to be really strong and powerful. And yeah, it's great.
And to have all the music at the start. I'm going to guess it may well get redistributed at the end, but let's avoid spoilers for now. So, Madison, tell us about your character.
I'm playing Oz Osborne. And basically she's a Bohemian, so one of the rebel groups. And she tries to help the Dreamer, which is Galileo, to bring that music. And she's very feisty, and she's very fun to play. And she has lots of character development with her boyfriend, which is Brit as well, and they're very fun characters.
Yeah, and so it is a character and story-written led piece as well, which is the good thing. Because Holly, you must get some great songs, but also you do get to act this out, don't you?
Yeah. I mean, I sing some really good songs. My two songs are like really good. So I obviously sing Killer Queen, and another one Bites the Dust. But the character is really fun to play because she's a bit scary, and I get to wear a big wig and big heels, which is amazing.
Okay, so we know Holly's priorities in this. Madison, what's the best bit for you?
The best bit, I just love being here with like the whole cast and doing all of the dances together because it feels like a family. Yeah, and I love being on stage, especially show week, which is next week. The atmosphere just feels amazing. I just love being on stage.
And what's it like rehearsing for this sort of thing? Because it's been yonks since you had a chance to see your friends, isn't it?
Yeah.
All good to be back together?
Yeah,
it's amazing to get to it. It's very different from what we've been doing because we had a really long break. Yeah. But it's just so much fun to just be able to get right back in there and do what we've missed to do and we love to do. Okay,
so who knows how to get tickets?
Well, you can get tickets. You can phone 07763 746 656, or you can email wbosytickets@gmail.com, or you can visit the website www.ct.co.uk/WBOSY We Will Rock You.
So lots of ways to get yourself involved in seeing the show. 10th through to the 13th. The Dunstan Mill Theatre is an absolutely wonderful home for any show as well, and you've got a great stage to be able to bring all this together. Are the sets good?
Yeah, the set's amazing. We're about to see it now.
They're a great team, aren't they? I think this is what happens. I mean, West Bromwich Operatic Youth have the same ethos as the adult version too, and they always have great shows, great sets, great performances. Brilliant musical director as well, I'm expecting.
Yeah.
So it's going to be good. And how many of you are there in it? Is it like a cast of 20, 30, 40?
Yeah, I think it's 29 or about 30 of us, like the cast in it.
So it's going to be a huge show as well, and it's going to be a great chance to showcase all your guys' talents too. And it must be nice being able to show off a bit in a good format.
Yeah.
Well, we will very much look forward to the showing off. As we say, it is Dunstan Mill Theatre. Tickets, as we've heard, there's phone numbers, there's the emails, there's of course CT, which was ct.co.uk /WBOSY, and then stick on the end the bit about We Will Rock You, and you are there. But you can get all that on the Facebook page as well, can't you?
Yeah.
Yes, you can.
So just search for West Bromwich Operatic Youth Society, WBOS Youth, and you will be able to find everything you need to know and all about more on the cast, because there's 29 of you, and there's lots of people to be introduced to, isn't there?
Yeah, there is. There's a lot.
We've just got the evil and the nice ones today, so there you go. Well, break a leg, have a brilliant time on stage, and we very much look forward to seeing you doing great stuff down at the Dunstan Mill Theatre from the 10th through to the 13th.
Thank you.
With a new single release and a performance I'm very much looking forward to at the City of Wolverhampton fireworks display on the 6th of November. It's all going on in the world of George Windsor, and he joins me now to tell me more. Hello, sir.
Good morning.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm okay, thank you very much. So, new music, which is what we like to hear, and a song which is very close to your heart.
Well, I think that's an understatement, Jason. Yeah, it's such a great time at the moment. You know, we've got new music out. It's a track that I'm absolutely so passionate about because it's my community. It's about everything that, you know, from growing up, you know, you have all these dreams, and it's just about getting those dreams, you know, and just being on a path to wherever you want to be.
So tell us about the song itself.
So the song itself, it was, well, we did it in a day. That's a fun fact. Mm-hmm. But it's just all about, you know, feeling free, being, you know, positive in everything you do. Whatever situation you're in, you can completely, you know, rewrite your story, rewrite the next paragraph or chapter, whatever it be. And the song was picked up by the LGBTQ film festival in New York called New Fest. And they actually featured it in their trailer because they was just amazed with how fitting it was with, you know, the community themselves being nominated for all these awards, you know, within the film industry. And they was just like, you know, we really want to use it. So it kind of just skyrocketed from there, really.
Mm-hmm. Well, the track is Name on it, so isn't it? So
yes, Name on it.
And how did that name come about? How does the title work for you?
So when I was writing it, because I never work alone. I always work with other writers because I just think you should maximise the creativity as much as you can in the room. When I was briefing everyone and saying, this is what we want, you know, this is what's going on, you know, I kind of want to feel like I can put a message out there that anyone can kind of take that message and apply to their own life experiences. So they said, well, that's great, George, but what is it that you're trying to put out there? What's the message? I said, well, the message is that future has my name on it. I says that road ahead has my name on it. And then we was trying to think of a chorus, and we was like, oh, what? It's got to be a really big chorus. And the producer said, well, why don't we just use Name on it? It's got my name on it. And it kind of stuck. So yeah, that's how we got the title.
And you obviously love performing live. I know you've been being back to the grind, which is good. We're very much looking forward to seeing you singing in your home city on the 6th of November. Yeah,
I'm really excited. I think because it's the first show I've done since lockdown, the first proper show with an audience, a PA system, a stage. You know that. I
have booked a stage. You're okay. You definitely. I've booked a PA system and I've booked a stage. We've got both of those things, and big screens. We've got big screens as well, which I've got to get. There'll be cameras pointing at you.
Wherever it is, it'll be great because it is literally the first gig that I've done in over a year and a half. So for me, it's a huge day, an evening. I just can't wait. I think it's going to be a really good night. We've got How many people are we got?
I know ticket sales have already hit the 7K mark, and we're expecting between 10, 14 on the night. Hopefully, there's going to be loads of people still lining themselves up to come along. If you want to get your tickets, wolverhampton-racecourse.co.uk. I might as well do a plug here.
Yes.
George perform as part of the event and a firework display. What more could you ask for? But it's going to be absolutely awesome. We've got a load of great acts down there. We've got Queen of the Cruises. We've got Lorraine Brown. We have got Liam Price, who you'll have seen on The Voice Kids, as well as Donchez Dacres, because you will know Donchez from BGT as well. And that's how the lineup's looking at the moment. And there's going to be myself and Dickie Dodd down there hosting the stage. I said there's big screens, there's live music, and 2 amazing firework displays as well. So it's going to be a really good night.
Yeah, and do you know what? It's my first ever firework show performance ever.
That's going to be good. So you've got your single lined up for us. You've got some interesting covers to keep us all partying along as well?
Yeah.
You haven't sent me your set list. I need your backing tracks.
Yes, I'll get that over to you. I know, it's been so wild. I've literally, the admin side of things has just kind of gone a bit peak-tongue, if I'm honest with you. But I'm just really excited. It'd be really good to see you. You know, you always put me on really good shows, and I really appreciate that.
Well, the last time I booked you, we stuck you in front of what? How many people was it? I don't know. Was it 30,000?
30,000, yeah. that was insane. You're like, hi, George. I remember you just called me, hi, George, I've got a show for you. I was like, yeah, no problem. And then I think it was 3 days before, that's when you told me how many people was going to be there. Yeah. So, I'm really excited. I think it's just going to be a really nice vibe, really nice atmosphere. It's a great platform for me to promote and perform my new single. So I'm really excited. I can't wait for the show. I can't wait to see people.
That's going to be good. We are looking forward to it. Looking forward to hearing from you. Where can people go to get the single?
So you can get the single on Apple Music, Spotify, Amazon Music, absolutely every single online platform that you would use to listen or request, download, stream, whatever music, it's on there.
And basically look for you on Facebook too?
You could check me out on Facebook. You can check the website on georgewindsor.com, and obviously Twitter and Instagram on George Windsor.
Simple as that. Well, always a pleasure to speak to you. Very much looking forward to the gig next week, and we will see you on stage with backing dancers. Have you lined that up yet, or are we keeping it just?
Maybe.
We'll treat that as a tease then. That might be happening. But George, good to see you. Thank you for joining.
Thank you so much. Thanks, Jason.
Friends know that it's hard to stay alive. I'm sick and tired of doing the same old 9 to 5. I'm underwater like the pressure kills inside. Don't care about that, got the weekend on my mind. I know what I want and I know how to get it. I know what I need, I won't let you forget it. I know what I want and I know how to get it. I know what I want and it's got my name on it. It's got my name on it. It's got my name on it. I know what I want and I know how to get it. I know what I want and it's got my name on it. Change is coming on the road ahead. let you forget it. I know what I want and I know how to get it. I know what I want and it's got my name on it. It's got my name on it. It's got my name on it. I know what I want and I know how to get it. I know what I want and it's got my name on it.
Phil Kempson is working on a brand new short film project. It's called Delores, and he has been casting. He's here to tell me more about what's going on. Hello, sir.
Hello there, Jason.
How are we doing?
Not too bad, not too bad. Still hammering at it with this short film, but we're getting there. We're getting there.
Good stuff. So tell us a bit of the background and how the story came about before we start talking about how to get funds in for it.
Right. So basically, I've been directing short films, directed a feature film, but never ever written one.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought to myself, it's about time during lockdown. Let's try a different skill. So I started writing it, and then I thought, I know where this is inspiring me. And literally every time I put pen to paper, Alfred Hitchcock came into my head.
Mm-hmm.
And it just kept on going from there.
If you're going to have inspiration, that is good inspiration to have.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's just developed into a love letter to Alfred, to be honest, with a modern twist.
Well, tell us a bit about Delores herself.
I know it's difficult because Delores is an old lady, but she's not the main character.
Mm-hmm.
She's not the lead, so it's rather difficult. I have Kerry Stirrell playing Marion. Now you'll probably get Marion from Psycho.
Mm-hmm.
So we follow her through the starts of her becoming looking after an old lady, basically. Starts a new job, but there's a few hidden twists and things that will open up as you go along. So literally, Delores is a grumpy old lady, but at that point in time, that's all you know what she is.
Okay, so the twists and turns come from there, and all in short film format. So how long are you expecting this feature to be?
At least 30 minutes, but I probably do have in my head a prequel and a sequel.
Mm-hmm.
So we could develop a feature.
Okay, this could be interesting. It could turn then maybe into one big movie that then goes on national, international release.
Fingers crossed. Yes, yeah.
That'd be good to see. So when it comes to crowdfunding these days, obviously the internet is a wonderful place to do this sort of thing. And once you started naming casts and you see names coming up there, that really is when these things take off, isn't it?
It is. Several of them I've worked with before, so it was a no-brainer. And quick question, and they went, "Yeah, I'm on." So I send them the current draft of the script. They sent me a little bit of criticism, considering I've not written before, but it still flowed, and they're all on board. So playing the lead is Kerry Stirrell.
Mm-hmm.
She's been in quite a few award-winning festival shorts, like Suicide Blonde, and she was also in my feature, which was Beneath Still Water. And she just continues to increase with her skill set. It's only a small cast, so we've only got 4 in it. So we've then got Craig Oswestro, who will be playing Kerry's love interest.
Yeah.
Then we've got Anthony Webster, who will be playing the son of Delores.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have Delores, who is played by Joe Foy. And it's there's so many things I just cannot tell you about because
well, when it's a half an hour short story feature, pretty much anything you tell me is going to be spoilers, isn't it? Because this is going to be an action-packed, sort of every moment a twist.
Put it this way, as Alfred Hitchcock says, you must go in from the beginning and basically watch it from start to finish.
Keep your eyes on screen the whole time. So you've got this coming together. You're looking at the crowdfunding stages now. How long is that open for, and where do people go to look at how we can get this onto screens?
It's open until about middle of December at the moment. On Kickstarter. So if you just go on Kickstarter.com and look and hunt for Delores, you'll find it. If not, it's quite easy to find on Facebook and on Twitter. So you've got my Facebook, which is Philip Kempson with 1 L, or you've got CM Productions, and then you can go over to Twitter if you want, and it's at Chameleon Monkey, which is all one word.
Okay, so plenty of ways of finding it, and then be prepared for a tale which has clearly intrigued your actors, and the fact that they feel part of it and want to contribute too is, again, it shows what a great idea you've got there.
Yes, I mean, I have a DP on board, Ben Chapman, who is always busy, but is on board for when we're ready. But I have a fantastic special effects artist on board, Jackie Dunn, who, again, is constantly working all the time. And then we've got a few others. I have a sound recordist, Tim Bickerstaff, and then a few other minor roles all put into place. The location, fingers crossed, I have the typical Psycho house.
So we'll be intrigued to see what that looks like and how the treatment works on film for that one. It sounds like an amazing project. Once again, where do people go to get involved and to get their Kickstarter pledges in?
If they go onto Kickstarter.com and put in Delores, if not, then go onto Facebook, onto CM Productions. That's probably the quickest way.
And what sort of benefits are there for them? I take it there's going to be screenings that they'll be able to come along to.
Yeah, I mean, we'll have probably private screenings, but it will definitely aim to the festivals to start off with, and we go from there and see how it goes.
So something to look forward to. Good luck on that one. Fingers crossed by mid to the end of 2022, we'll be able to see this one on our screens and be ready for a prequel and a sequel as well. Yeah. It's going to be good. Phil Kempson, thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you.
Someone who I know as a singer, songwriter, poet and author joins me now to tell about his latest work. It's Brendan Hawthorne. Hello, sir.
Oh, yeah. How are you doing?
I'm all right. I trust we're finding you well.
Not too bad at all on this October day.
Yes, as we're in the last day of October, and it's quite a miserable weather front we're sitting through at the moment. But tell us a bit about what you do to keep yourself occupied, because you do not stop, and you love writing in all its forms.
I do. I have to say that this comes from being a dyslexic. I found that writing, being an obstacle to get over and to be understood through my writing, was one of my life's challenges. So it sort of got me into using my imagination and how to get my imagination out there in the best ways that I could. So started off by writing poetry, which then sort of led into songwriting. I do play guitar and harmonica, and then strange things happened. Then everything just started to pull together. Started writing plays with songs in and building community plays, and right the way through now to more recently, where a publisher hired me to write several what I would call local interest books of Birmingham and the Black Country and Warwickshire, and even in the Southwest, sort of local interest books. And then that gave me the opportunity to get back to sort of writing poetry and songs again, maybe from a different perspective, which I always find important and refreshing. Mm-hmm. And over the years, I've given platforms for people to share their work, and I was fortunate enough to have a couple of really good mentors in Jeff Stevens and Dave Reeves as I was coming through the ranks of writers. And, it's thanks to them. They gave when they did, and hopefully some people are finding that I'm giving to them as well, in the process.
Yeah, I know we've got a great creative community within the Midlands, and I'm seeing the fact that you're now putting stuff down on paper, talking about some of that local interest. I think that helps too, and this spreads far and wide when these things are available digitally as well. So it's good to share what's going on. So tell us a bit about the books you've got on the Midlands.
The small books, which are sort of hip pocket books, were produced by Bradwell. And people will find them in supermarkets and things like that. They're just flavours really of regions. So for the local ones, I've done Black Country dialect, humour, ghost stories, murder stories, walks around Birmingham and the Black Country. And I've done work for the Southwest region with some of their murder stories and things like that, and Warwickshire dialect, which was an interesting one as well, coming from the Black Country. So
yeah, because I mean, Warwickshire itself is obviously thrown some migrants from their area into ours, and it's been a bit of a mixing pot. And because we all know the difference between Wolverhampton, Walsall, Dudley, and Birmingham as regional accents, and there is an obvious difference. And so it's interesting how probably Dudley way gets more of a hint of the stuff that's in your book.
Yeah, I mean, it's the Dudley accents tend to be much more lyrical. I think they tend to be much more sort of sing-along. They have much more melody in their tone, whereas I was brought up in Tipton, so we've got much more flatter sounds, which you can normally tell where people are from just by the lilt.
But you're not as flat as Birmingham, and often they sound bored.
Yes. We just speak fast here in the Black Country, so
that's the way.
Words out as we can. Yeah.
So what other projects are you working on that we should know about at the moment as well?
Well, I've recently had published my World War I play, which is in this very small format, which is roughly the size of the Soldier's rule book, and it tells the story of my great uncle's time at Ypres and the events leading up to his death in 1915. And he was an electrician, he was a technician of the time. By 1912, he got his own Morse code station and was in contact with people in Canada. So, the North Atlantic was in easy reach of his transmitters. And so he tells that story, and it basically his love of communication was both his life and his death. He was out laying lines at a frontline post, and the shell caught him and his colleagues. So it really is in a radio style play. I wanted to produce it as a pamphlet or a booklet that was similar in size to the Soldier's Rule Book. So that's available now. And my latest book, which is just at the publishers, and it should be back with us within a few days' time, is called 70s Child and Other Fashion Trends. And although I'm a child of the 60s, I was born in 1961. I don't think my childhood really started until the 1970s.
Well, it's the decade you're growing up in, isn't it? I mean, I'm born in 72, so really I'm a child of the 80s. So,
and that's exactly the thing, and it's called Fashion Trends because I was looking through some old photos just to get some cover concept. And you look through and you just think, oh, did I really wear that stuff in the 1980s? Did I really wear that stuff in the 90s? And it's sort of just really looking back with love and affection at the decades as they've gone through. But it also looks at changing attitudes as well. What I've done is I was first published in 2004 by Blue Chrome, and they sort of found me out of the small press magazines and gave me the opportunity of producing a full collection of work. And as time progresses, many publishers will come and go or change their emphasis and whatever. And so some of these pieces, which have always proven popular at readings and events, were being lost. So I've sort of done a compilation of some of the best bits out of preceding publications, but I've also added in effectively another book at the end of it of my latest work and where it's going. And if you ever, if you get to see the poster for the book launch, which I'll tell you a little bit about later, I've actually had the best and rest of for now. That's still me to continue writing.
Yeah, plenty more to come.
But yeah, I do want to see it as some form of epitaph to my writing career.
Well, I think that's a better way of doing it, though, isn't it? Have a bit of a hiatus in the middle and bring all the stuff that you haven't used together, and you'll see how the germs of other ideas will probably spark themselves going into future writing. And again, it gives everyone a sort of a flavour of what's going in your mind, which I think is good to do something from lots of different points, and rather than just the one series of books.
Yeah, and I this is a book of journeys, really. I don't I would not like to leave the reader in a position where they've read a piece of work of mine and have not been either taken somewhere else or maybe look at things differently. I think that really is the interaction between you as a writer, a creator, if you like, and the reader who is interpreting what you've put down on the page.
So a wealth of work that you've done, and tell us about this launch event then and the posters involved in it.
The publisher is a company called Dreamwell, and they publish dyslexia-friendly books. They're not obviously for people who have got dyslexia, in its own right. They include people who have dyslexic tendencies to read this format, but you don't have to be a dyslexic to obviously buy it. The format is really easy. It's on. It has less bounce on the page. People who have dyslexia will know all about the conflict of black print on white paper and all that.
Yeah, orange is, I think, one of the good colours to work with, isn't it? Yeah.
So that Dreamwell sort of pride themselves in publishing friendly looking books. And the book launch is on the 8th of November, and it's 7 till 9. It is a live event, and tickets are available from Dreamwell, and I'll give you some information on that in a moment. It's also available on Zoom as well. So we're doing, sort of a live in everybody's sitting room, really. You can go and see the event live if you're in the Stafford area, or just kick back in your armchair and view it on Zoom.
Yeah, get you on TV if you've got the equipment set up to do that. That would be good.
Yeah, so it's if people do want tickets and information, it's at if they just contact Dreamwell Writing, which is all one word, at gmail.com. Mel, who runs Dreamwell, will obviously furnish all the information on as people require it.
Pop Brendan Hawthorne as your subject in that email, and before you know it, you'll be fully versed in what's going on that event and enjoying the fruits of your labours and a little trip back in time.
Absolutely, yeah.
Well, where do we find you on all your web pages and the socials?
Yeah, on web page it's just Brendan Hawthorne, all lowercase. That's BRENDAN Hawthorne HAWTHORNE .org, and all the information is there,
and links to everything else that you're doing.
It's updated. It'll be updated very shortly. Actually, tomorrow I'm updating the website. So,
Brendan, good to speak to you. Thank you for joining us. Keep up all the good work. I'm trusting we can find some of the music and the like on Spotify as well.
Yes, there's bits on YouTube. Both me and my singing partner go under the name of So It Goes. ... The ellipsis in there just because a lot of people think that we are very well versed in Vortigern and stuff like that, but actually it was just when we started rehearsing, we were saying to each other a lot of the time, so it goes like this. So there's another myth gone.
Okay. Brendan, fantastic speaking to you. Thank you for joining us. I look forward to your next work. Meanwhile, you've got this one which is launching in November on the 8th, and well worth getting yourself along to the event in Stafford if you can, or joining on Zoom if not. Once again, Brendan Hawthorne, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
That's your lot for this week. Thank you so much for joining me, and apologies for the sound of the torrential rain at some points during the interviews today. It's been a wet Sunday morning record. Thanks again, as I say, and I'll see you soon. Ta-ra for now.
Goodbye from the milk bar. 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 Yeah. Goodbye from the milk bar. Yeah.